Hey guys, welcome back to Cool Geek 167. Today I'm going to give you 5 amazing tips and tricks for Windows. These have been so helpful for me, especially during school. So, if you want to boost your productivity for Windows, you've come to the right place. So, let's get started. So, here we are on the desktop. So first of all, I'll tell you how to launch multiple windows of a single program. So what you could do is you can actually hover your mouse over an app on your taskbar, and you can actually hold down Shift, and then you can click on it, and then you can do that again, and again you can keep pressing click, and it'll actually create more windows. So yeah, and this doesn't just work for your web browser, you can actually also do it on files, or pretty much any window that supports multiple window instances. A program that would not work on is Spotify, so if I try doing left click and then Shift, it'll open up Spotify once, but if I do it again, it's just going to have the same single window. You're not going to be able to have more than one window. So it doesn't work for every application, but it works for any app that supports more than one window. So, yeah, that's how you have multiple instances for a single window. So now, for the second trick, you can actually group tabs in your web browser. So I'm actually going to use Google Chrome for this. Alright, so we can launch this. And here we have our Google Chrome window. So let's just say I wanted to search something about ACT, maybe MLA format, just some random school terms. How about ATP energy, whatever, like for biology. Okay, so we've got some school windows. And then let's say I wanted to open up something for gaming. How about Minecraft? Okay, so we've got some Minecraft, or maybe something else like Rocket League. So yeah, we've got some gaming stuff. But why have all of these windows together when only some of them are related to each other? Well, I've got a tip for you. You can actually go ahead and right-click on your window, and you can actually click on Add to New Group, and you can name this group Gaming. Alright, so we've now got a gaming group, and we can actually take this other video game and put it in the group, just like this. But we've got all the school stuff. Well, we can add that to a group as well, so we'll add it to a tab group, new group, and then we can call this one School. Okay, so now we've got a school group, and we can drop this into the group. So now let's say you're really focused on school, and you don't want to see any of your gaming stuff. You just click on gaming, and it disappears. And now all of your school stuff is on priority. But let's say you got that annoying assignment done, and you want to sit back, relax, and do some games. You can actually open up gaming again, and then you can click on school, and that'll close it out. And now you've just got your gaming stuff. And you can still keep it open when you have the next day, and you want to do some more school stuff. So yeah, that's how you organize tabs in your web browser. And so for the third tip, I'll now show you some tricks for virtual desktops. So if you want to go to your virtual desktops, normally there'd be a button that you'd click on your taskbar. Let's see, I actually don't have that button on there, so I'm just going to put the task view button. This is what it looks like. You click on that, and that brings you your virtual desktops. So yeah, but what you can actually do is there are some keyboard shortcuts. So normally you'd have to click on your other desktop to go to it. But instead of doing that, you can actually hold down Control, Window, and then you can do your left or right arrow. If you want to go to your right desktop, you do Control, Windows key, left, and then you can do Control, Windows key, right to go back. As opposed to having to click on our task view and go over to your desktops. But it's even simpler. If you wanted to see all of your windows that are open, you can actually go to Windows tab. So I'm just going to open up some random programs. And then I'm going to use Windows key tab, and that'll actually give me a view of all of my windows that I've currently got open. So this is pretty handy. And you can also close them out. So those are some keyboard shortcuts for using virtual desktops. And of course, you can always make new desktops. And one other tip is you can actually rename these desktops. So let's just say you wanted to have one for schoolwork, and then you wanted to have one for music, and then another one for games. Okay, so now we've got all of these. So obviously Spotify doesn't really fit into school, so we can throw that into music. And then let's say we've got school, we keep Microsoft Word in here. But let's just say we want games. So what I do is I open up a game. Let's try Minecraft. And then I can just drag this over into games. And then I can use ctrl-win arrow keys, and I can actually switch between my desktops. Just like that. So yeah, those are some tips related to virtual desktops. And now I'm going to just close out those virtual desktops. I don't need that. And let's get on to the next tip. So my next one's going to be startup programs using the Task Manager. Now most of you probably know what Task Manager is. You use it when your games aren't working right, or if your programs are giving you headaches. So what you can do is you can right click on the taskbar and click Task Manager. But on Windows 11, you actually can't do that. So if you're on Windows 11, you'd right click on the Start button and you click Task Manager. Just for any of you out there that are already using Windows 11, I don't recommend it right now. It's still very early. You should probably stick to Windows 10. But we're going to go over to Startup, and we've got all these startup programs. Let's just say they have a program like Epic Games Launcher, and every single time you start up your computer, it just automatically launches. Let's say you don't like that. What you can do is you can actually right-click on it, and you can click Disable. That will prevent Epic Games from starting up every single time you use your computer. This is especially helpful if you have a very busy schedule and you don't want to see those notifications about that new Fortnite skin that just came out. And then you can use this with plenty of other programs as well. Let's say you've got a program like WebEx and you don't want them snooping around. You can right-click on it and disable it. I've already got it disabled, so let's say you don't mind having your startup programs. You can actually re-enable them by clicking Enable. You can do the same for Epic Games. Let's say you don't mind having those notifications. You're on break from school and you're enjoying your summer. You could click Enable. But for me, I'd prefer Disable it, so I just right-click and Disable. So that's how you prevent startup programs from running. And then my last tip for you guys is doing screenshots the easy way. Most of you probably know that if you use the print screen button on your keyboard, it'll just put your screen in your clipboard. But instead of doing that, you can actually use Windows Shift S, and this will actually create a nifty way to do screenshots. So instead of taking the entire screen or just a window, you can actually select as much of the screen as you want. And then it does it to your clipboard, but if you don't want it in your clipboard, you can actually go over here and you can click Save, and you can save it to your files. You could even do some minor edits. Let's say you wanted to point people to the File Explorer, you could just circle it like so. You can also create lines using a ruler, and there's all sorts of other graphical manipulations. Let's say you want to create an arrow, you could totally do that with this as well. I'm going to create an arrow. Drawing is not exactly the easiest thing without a touchscreen. Let's see if I can make this arrow look good. There we go. I'm not that great at drawing, but there you have it. You can modify screenshots, and that's not the only thing. If you do another Start key Shift S, you could actually also do an entire full screen snip as well. And once again, you could click on it and save it. But let's say you don't like your screenshot. You can actually crop it, and you can select all that you want. There's actually where I'm filming my video. Or you could go over and, let's say you want to select this bird in this desktop background. You could just do that, and now you have that bird. But let's say you want to take a completely different screenshot. You could actually go over to here, and you can click on New, and it'll go back into the screenshot mode. So, yeah, that's how you do screenshots. I mean, you can also do selects like this. You could also select a specific window or your taskbar, so I can just select my taskbar. And then if I had a window open, I could also just select said window. So yeah, that's how you use screenshots and have more options than just the default print screen. So, yeah, that's about it for all the tips that I have. If you'd like to see more tips, then consider pressing the like button. And if you enjoy my content, then you can always hit the subscribe button. That would help a lot. But yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.